This is the Read It Instruction Show. I'm your host, as always, Dr. Andy Johnson. Let's see if we can learn some stuff today about pedagogy, and other educational terms that we sometimes think everyone is on the same page with this. But a lot of the confusion, especially with reading, is people have different things in their minds. And we are looking at 13 of them today. So let's bring some clarity to the field, please. Pedagogy, the science of teaching, the method and practice. That's the general term for pedagogy. The science of teaching, very general term, but pedagogical strategies are the specific strategies that are used across the curriculum. When we say pedagogy, most people are referring to pedagogical strategies, discovery learning, cooperative learning, inquiry learning, questioning, problem-based learning. These are all pedagogical strategies that teachers use, and teachers need pedagogical knowledge, pedagogical strategies, knowledge of pedagogical strategies. There's a book I wrote that has these. Pedagogical content strategies are strategies used in specific areas. Pedagogical content strategies for reading, for math, for science, for writing. Here are some strategies that are specific to reading. Specific strategies. Good teachers need pedagogical content strategies to know how to teach things, strategies for their particular area. A strategy is different than a method, an approach. What about magical methods? The proven method. There are no magical methods, no magical programs. People think if they buy just the right program that all students will learn. Well, students are not standardized products. There's no single program that works best for any student. There are only magical teachers with pedagogical toolboxes filled with teaching strategy and the knowledge and autonomy to use them. A magic teacher can make even the worst program work and work well. A poor teacher can make even the best program or make any program not work. It's all dependent on the teachers. A strategy in education, when we're talking about students, is a cognitive operation that's consciously applied by the learner. To comprehend, I consciously use or apply a study skill strategy, or I consciously apply a word identification strategy. A little more of this in just a minute. A skill related to reading and instruction is a cognitive process that becomes automatic. You don't have to think about it. Like shifting on a car, once you become automatic, it is a skill that you don't have to think about it. Word recognition, we want you to do it without thinking. Comprehension, we want you to do it without thinking. So we teach the strategy so that over time it becomes automatic and it becomes a skill. You don't have to think about it. Teach the strategy to develop the skill. Word recognition is a skill. You see the word in the text as you're reading. It's in your lexicon, the dictionary in your head, and you automatically recognize it. You know what it is. You don't have to decode it. That is a skill, word recognition skill. As opposed to word identification. These two often get mixed up. Word identification is a strategy. You see a word in the text, it's in your head, but you don't recognize it. So you say to yourself, I must consciously apply one of 4 strategies. Morphemic analysis, analogy, that should be analogy, not analysis, sorry, context, and then phonics or decoding. And we teach each one of these specifically. We teach the strategy to develop the skills so that students engage in these cognitive operations automatically as they are reading. We teach each of these very specifically, the strategy to develop the skills so students won't think about it as they're reading. Those science of reading people and structured literacy who are just teaching one word identification strategy, you are giving students 1/4 of a reading education. A method is a step-by-step set of procedures used for teaching a specific way to teach math, reading, writing. This is the method. Here is how you go about it. But again, teachers and students are not standardized products. You should have a general idea of how to do things, but there is no method that works best for all. An approach is a general way to teach a content area like reading. Based on a theory or philosophy, reading workshop is an approach. It looks different in every teacher's classroom. A method looks the same in every teacher's classroom. Balanced literacy is an approach based on a philosophy, based on a theory, the neurocognitive theory of reading. Comprehension skills is a cognitive process that processes that become automatically engaged while reading. As you're reading, you're not thinking about it, but you're summarizing, inferring, predicting. These are all cognitive processes that have been shown to be used by effective readers. We teach these specifically not so that they learn how to identify supporting details, but so it becomes automatically as they're reading. A comprehension skill. We teach the strategy to develop the skill. Study skill strategies is a cognitive operation consciously applied to the reader to understand expository text. When I'm reading a textbook, I use one of these strategies. Okay, reading instruction show. Hope you learned a little something today.